Welcome to installment number 2 of The Quick Fix. This is a mini podcast from Creative Writing and me, your host, Kirsten Oliphant. This is going to be a bite-sized episode with info, news, and resources for people just like you, writers, bloggers, and creatives who want to build an online platform without being smarmy.
One by one the stars are disappearing from the horizon. I can't close my eyes.
Hello and welcome to The Quick Fix. This is episode number 2 of The Quick Fix, and I'm so excited to be here yet again. I'm really looking forward to this and got some great feedback from you guys. I heard from some of you who are still just going to read the email. And obviously you're not listening to this because you told me you're just going to read the email. But I heard from a lot of you who are super excited about this audio and mentioned that I said it was going to be a 10-minute episode and it was double that, 20 minutes. So we're going to aim for maybe a nice 12 to 15 each week. I think that's manageable and can just encourage me to keep my babblings in check, or my deep thoughts. Let's make them sound fancier, my deep thoughts. So we're going to dive right into the Quick Fix. And if you are listening for the first time and you're not subscribed, you did not get the email of the Quick Fix links, you can go to creativewriting.com/Quick Fix. And obviously this email has already been sent out for this week. There is an archive that I'm keeping by date. So this is Quick Fix number 2, and you can just look for that in the workflow document. Okay, so here's where I want to start. I want to start with something a little bit geeky. I'm not super geeky. So sometimes I run into geeky news and I'm like, ooh, I should pass that around, but I also don't know what I'm talking about. So yes, we're going to go ahead and pass around some news that I don't fully understand, but is important. That makes me sound really silly. Hey, you can't know everything, guys. Tip number 1, you can't know everything. So this is coming from SiteGround, and SiteGround is the host that I switched to in 2016, thankfully, because Bluehost basically just didn't work. My site was down constantly. I was using downnotifier.com and found that out, so I switched to SiteGround. And I got this email from them this week that they are actually starting to really encourage and support and help their sites move to HTTPS instead of HTTP. Now, you may or may not have noticed this or know much about this depending on your level of tech geekery and how much you care, but it's important. So again, not a tech geek. I'm going to try to dive in just a little bit. Google, as we know, has cracked down on pop-ups. We talked about that in the Quick Fix number 1. But they have officially announced that HTTPS, which basically means you have a secure site, it's going to be a factor for search results standing. So what this means is that we are going to see more and more and more sites. This is going to be like the year of HTTPS. I keep almost saying PP instead of TT. Now that they're alone, they both sound kind of the same, right? They mean the same thing. So HTTPS is important. We need to move there. Google says so, and we kind of are all ruled by Google, right? Yes. So SiteGround is making this really easy. They've already started issuing SSL certificates for domains that are hosted on their shared service. So they're doing this even more, and they have some great resources. I'm going to leave the link for you. And if you're interested in moving, if you've had a bad experience with Bluehost, or you're just not sure about a survivor, if you're not sure if your blog's going to survive, if you're not sure about a provider for hosting, I happily recommend SiteGround, and I use them. That's how happy I am with them. So you can actually use my affiliate link if you want to sign up for them, and you can go to creativewriting.com/SiteGround to do that. But I'll leave the link in the show notes. So if you want to get nerdy and learn more about HTTPS, then you can do that and find out what that means for you to make sure that your site is going to not kind of be dinged by not having this in 2017. So let's all move over to HTTPS. That is link number 1. Link number 2. So this was actually very timely. I don't know if you guys are in Facebook share groups or not, or Facebook blog groups, but I'm in a couple groups where they have promo days, and I have one in my group as well. So if you're not in there, creativewriting.com/community, get in there. But I'm in a group and someone shared this link in the promo thread. I like to go in like the day after and kind of scroll through and share things and see what's of interest. And this comes from dishitoutsocial.com. And this link is all about Pinterest and growing your email list. And this actually answers a question that Michelle Cornish, who I'm going to talk about more in a minute. Hey, Michelle asked in my paid community, and she asked if you could pin things that just led to like a landing page or something to grow your list. And so we were discussing that. And the answer is yes. But if you're kind of Pinterest friendly, you'll know that you might want some more meat on that. Like people do go just to a landing page, but often people who are growing their list using Pinterest will go to like a media or blog post that has a content upgrade, which is a piece of content, a free download in exchange for email that's just tied to that post, maybe a checklist or something related to the post content. So we were talking about that, and Kelly Grant, our resident Pinterest expert in the community, was saying, yes, you can. So this Dish It Out Social post is all about how you can really use Pinterest and how she has used Pinterest to grow her list. And I found this really interesting. The most interesting part of the link to me was where she talked about creating really awesome pins for her resource guide. And her resource guide is basically a page where she has all kinds of free resources for people. And she started out the post talking about how she created a free Pinterest course, and it was growing and growing and growing. But to get signups, she kept having to go promote. And so Pinterest, if you're not using it, is a really great way to grow on autopilot, because often pins, they actually have a long shelf life and they don't pick up right away. It's not like a Facebook share where somebody shares something and if it does well, it goes viral and is being shared that day. Pinterest has legs. It goes on for a long time. It's kind of the marathon of social media. I just said that. So it's the marathon of social media. And so she just talked about how once she started putting her free email course on the resource page, made a really pretty pin for the resource page, and then hooked that up over on Pinterest, she started growing like 10 to 20 subscribers per day without her doing all that promotion. Sounds good, right? So this is a great tip, and it was very timely with Michelle's question. So I'm going to leave the link to that obviously in the quick fix, so you can go to Dish It Out Social and find out some more tips and how to do good images and some tips on that to actually kind of grow your email list on autopilot, which leads me to the next point. So this upcoming Monday, January 24th, I am going to be doing a free training, my first one of the year. I'm so excited. I actually really fell off with doing these free trainings at the end of last year. I started out strong, having 1 to 2 per month when I started creative writing. And basically, some would call these webinars, but I'm usually not selling anything. So I like to call them workshops. Webinar sounds too icky. Okay, it's actually the 23rd, not the 24th. So it's going to be, no, it is the 24th. I'm sorry. Tuesday, the 24th at 8 p.m. Central Time. I'm going to be doing a list growth workshop, and there's no pitch inside of this workshop. It's just training, workshop, free, no selling anything. And we're going to be talking about email list growth. And it's going to be real talk, because I keep hearing again and again from people. And I'd asked this question in my community, what are you struggling with? And growth was one of the things. And several people said that they're tired of hearing these strategies from big name people who, it just doesn't apply when you're just getting started. And so we're going to talk about that. And if you want to sign up for the free list growth workshop with no pitch with me on Tuesday, the 24th, you can do that going to creativewriting.com/workshop. And I'm actually going to make that just my general link. So if you're listening weeks ahead of time, if I have a live training workshop coming up, you can sign up on that page. So I'm just going to kind of try to keep the page fresh. So after a workshop ends, I'm going to try to set an alarm on my phone, because I'll forget, and go ahead and put the next sign up on there. And that will put you on my email list, but also let me know. If you're already on my email list, you're going to know about this. So if you're not on my email list, that's where it kind of matters, because in my email, I'm going to send the link and you can just click. Because that's one of the fancy things about ConvertKit, is that you can sign up by clicking. You don't have to re-enter your email address to attend a workshop. You can just click a thing that says, yep, I want to go. So that's very easy. Wow, 9 minutes. And we're not quite done, but almost. I did good this week, you guys. I think I'm talking way too fast. So I appreciated you guys responding last week via email, giving me feedback. If I am flying through, I feel like I'm talking a mile a minute now that I'm stopping to think about it. Now we'll talk slow. I also maybe shouldn't have had a third cup of coffee. Yes, so we're going to get to one last section of the email, which is featured community member. And this is something that I wanted to do in my Facebook group and just kind of fell off the wagon, because again, I'm not good. I start things and then forget that I'm doing them. So I'd like to do them in the quick fix. And this week, you've already heard her name, I'm featuring Michelle Cornish. Now, Michelle Cornish is a profit coach, which I think is a fantastic idea that we all need, right? We all need who does not need a profit coach? And you can find her at Michelle with 2 L's, michellecornish.com. And basically, she is helping people figure out how to save money, especially bloggers and entrepreneurs and small business owners, how to work with accountants. And she has a really awesome looking upcoming book that is called Keep More Money. Again, who does this not sound good to? Keep more money. Find an accountant you trust to help you grow your small business, increase profit, and save tax. And if you go to her website, you can actually get a free chapter. I found that information on her About page. There's probably other signups, but head over to michellecornish.com to check out our featured community member. She is fantastic and has been doing a really good job with live video as well in her Facebook group. So if you head over to michellecornish.com, you can find out more about Michelle, the Profit Coach, and how you can keep more money, which again, sounds really good to me. So again, let me end with a few reminders. I've got this upcoming workshop. You can sign up, createifwriting.com/workshop. If you're already on my email list, don't worry about it. Just check your email. You're already going to get that info. And if you're listening for the first time and you want to subscribe, go to createifwriting.com/quick fix. And that's going to get you in so you can immediately access the archive. So you can find the links that I mentioned in the show, the HTTPS, and also the information about how to make landing pages, how to get more traffic, and not just traffic, email subscribers from Pinterest. So these are the links that you're going to find. This past week, I had one more planning episode. I don't know if you guys are sick of planning. I feel like January is just the plan month, but I talked about 3 tips and also 3 free resources that you could use to plan your year. And that's at createifwriting.com/085 this next Monday. So you're going to be hearing this on Friday. On Monday, I'm talking with author, writer, speaker, just all around amazing guy, podcaster, Kevin Tumlinson. He's an indie author, has been writing forever, freelancing, and he works also for Draft2Digital. So we're going to be talking about ways to get your book out there, to convert your book for free on Draft2Digital so you can distribute it many places, and why you might want to use Draft2Digital. So that's coming up. All right, you guys, second quick fix, a little bit quicker, just over 12 minutes, patting myself on the back. Not really. That's just, no, we're not doing that. But I'm saying good job to me, and I hope you guys enjoyed the quicker pace. But if I talk too quickly, let me know. Hit reply in the email. Thank you guys for listening. Come back on Monday for the full Create If Writing episode. I'm really glad that you're here.